Vic Mornington, how are you all doing, folks? We're doing a Mornington's At. Yes, the Mornington's At series is kicking off again. For all the people that are relatively newer to the channel, this is basically the bread and butter of the Vic Mornington channel for Second Life here on YouTube. What I basically do is I jump to brand new destinations that are featured in the destination guide set out by Linden Lab, and this one, well, I don't live here on the ground. I've actually got my TARDIS up in the sky because I'm co-renting this land with the Charlie's Angels. That's Leandra, Fenella and Lizzie. Now it's Leandra and Fenella that's actually running this. We're looking at a gym, but we're also going to be looking at a system called the SML system, which is what this gym is based off of. So if we just pull the camera out, I built the factory. Well, to be honest, I cheated because the factory bits of it was already in my inventory. It's a much larger version of a factory that I was in the process of building for the city-state of New Babbage, the steampunk town that I live in. And Leah said, you know that factory you were building in New Babbage? Can you make it, like, huge? And I went, okay, how huge? And she just went, yes. And I went, okay, what's it sitting on? Quarter of a region. So that's essentially what I did. The gym essentially takes up one end to the other of a quarter of a region plot. And what I've added to the front is essentially rentable shops. The opposite quarter plot is what Lizzie's looking after. This is the Angels Rest Botanical Gardens. That's not in the destination guide though. So we're concentrating on this place, the Fitness Factory. So what's the SML gym system all about? Well, it's HUD based, and the more you work out, the higher levels you get and the higher strength that you get. Let's go for an actual look around to see what is actually going on here. So when you teleport in via the SL URL, get rid of these notices, you'll end up here at the entrance. On the left hand side is the white equipment. This is essentially for people, roughly speaking, below 350 strength. I'm reading all this from notes, by the way. I tried the SML system, but the trouble is I've got the attention span of a goldfish and I got bored. So, just telling the truth, folks. But Leah and Fen are heavily into this. The equipment, the larger equipment on the right-hand side is the powerlifting equipment. Now, if we go all the way to the back, what you're going to see at the Fitness Factory is a set of boards. And if you want to give this system a try, left click on the HUD, you will get a notice popping up in local chat. Join the SML training group, and once you've joined the group, left click on that box again and you'll get the HUD package. I've already got the HUD package, so let's pop the HUD on and see what's actually going on here, shall we? Training HUD. Version 2 beta, and there's the HUD down there. So a very quick rundown of what's going on. This big circle you're seeing here, that is your stamina. You've got your level progression bar here, I'm level 1. You've got your strength progression bar here, I'm level 1. You've got your fatigue system here. And what you basically do, ignore all the big equipment, especially if you're just starting this thing out for the first time. You're going to want the smaller equipment on the other side of the gym, which is what we're looking at here. And what you basically do, when you left click on pieces of equipment, you will get a table spammed into chat. And what that table basically tells you is what exercise on the menu for what strength you've got. Currently I'm at strength level 1, just beginning. So up here at the very top we've got easy curl, requires 1 strength. So we're going to use easy curl. Sit here, easy curl and easy curl with no weight added. And you can see that? That's my stamina slowly going down. And as it reduces and keeps going down, it will turn purple. And then it will turn red. And eventually what will happen is I'll run out of stamina and be kicked off the item that I'm exercising on. Now, Leah did say to me, if you are working out with the SML system, don't let your stamina go into the red, because as you can see, it's taking a long time to fill back up. So if you're working out, don't let the stamina dip into the red. When you see it turn purple, stand up from the equipment you're working on, and then essentially let that stamina bowl or circle fill back up again. And as you're working out, that green bar will start to go up and up and up, and then you'll hit a new level. This red bar will go up and up and up, and you'll increase in strength. And this is the whole point of the SML system. You essentially level up, and the higher levels you go, the more heavier exercises you can do, and then you can progress on to the much bigger equipment that you're seeing here across from the white equipment like this. These are huge. If I click on this, cable crunch requires 1020 strength. Bar down requires 890 strength. I'm still at strength number 1. Yeah, there is a lot of level progression. A lot of level progression for the SML system. Again, reading off the notes that Leah gave me, because I have no clue about the SML system. There's a little set of barbells right there. See it? If you click on that, you get a daily workout regime. And if you click on either of one of these, it will tell you what piece of equipment and what exercise you need to work out at, so this bar goes all the way up to green. Once you've finished your daily exercise for each of those 5 items, you get a freebie, and then you get a 6th freebie at the very end, which leads me on to the freebie boards. Now, you've probably noticed here at the very end there is in-game gold. You cannot buy gold for Lindens. You cannot trade the gold in for Lindens. They are for use with the SML system only. The easiest way to get gold is by doing the daily workout system and either using, or 9 times out of 10, selling the item that you just got, and you will get gold added to the bank. You've also got this, which is the boards. Here's a hashtag, which means anyone can grab that. There we go. I'm going to left click on that and choose sell. And look, my golds went up. There is 70 gems, I think. I think she said 70. It's either just above 70 or just below 70. There's 70 gems all across the grid. And all of these gems are SML compatible. They're running the SML equipment. And what Leah told me to do is head on to one particular gym. And to do that, I'm going to use the MTP HUD, which again is freely available at the Fitness Factory. I'm going to grab you, head into recent, and then we're going to get the MTP HUD. Now, what the MTP HUD essentially does is it hooks up to a database, and that database is listing all 70 odd of the gyms that are running the SML equipment. But if you look underneath, it also shows you what's on the freebie boards. So if you're looking for gold, just scroll through the list until you see one that's offering gold, and then hit teleport, wait 5 minutes, and you can grab your gold. But what we're going to do is we're going to go backwards to Maelstrom Muscle, so we can actually see the bigger equipment here in action, because there's no spotters here at Fitness Factory. So we're going to go through. There's the Fitness Factory. We're going to keep going backwards. Keep going. Eventually we'll get to M. There we go. We're at M. We're looking for Maelstrom Muscle. There it is. TP. Teleport agent without current... Oh, did I forget? Because this uses the RLV system. I did. Hold on. I forgot to accept the permissions. Let's try that again. There we go. She told me to come specifically to this gym, right? Because this gym has a bunch of spotters. They're normally standing around here, but by the looks of it, there's a lot of them actually being used. And yes, they are. So if we look around, this is a gym, and in fact, to be honest, a lot of the gyms in SML, from the very quick look I've had at like a dozen of the 70 odd gyms, they're all geared towards the upper level people. More about that at the end of the video, but what we are seeing here is spotters in use. And the way the spotting system works, you can click on the orbs above each of these spotters' heads that you'll generally see parked out the front here. They're all in use right now, that's why there's no spotter sitting out here. And you can direct the spotter to stand at a particular piece of equipment. And what that spotter does is he increases your overall strength so that you're able to use one level of strength exercise above what you're normally able to use. This is how a lot of SML users are managing to actually race through up to around about 300, 350, then they end up jumping here or jumping over to the bigger equipment so they can use the spotting system. But if we look over here, you'll notice that there's also spotting going on for the white equipment, which is the lower level stuff. So here's this person working out here, and here's a spotter working out, helping the person at the bench too. Now, this is why Leah said to pop over. Oh, there's somebody else using a spotter there. You see, all the spotters are out right now. All of them are out. This is why Leah told me to come here to Maelstrom Muscle, because if you end up at the stage where you're going to be using the bigger equipment like this a lot, everyone goes to Maelstrom, because Maelstrom is where all the spotters hang out. So if we head back to the Fitness Factory, I'm going to give you the rundown of why the Fitness Factory is a lot different to gyms like Maelstrom Muscle. If we look to the very back of the powerlifting area, you're going to be noticing a whole bunch of boards here, and more especially there's this, the starter info pack. What Leandra told me as I was prepping for this video is the whole premise of the Fitness Factory is not essentially to lean in towards what Maelstrom Muscle is doing, along with the 69 or 68 other gyms out there on the grid. They're leaning towards the powerlifters. What Fitness Factory is for beginners. It's for new people that have never used the SML system before, that basically wants a little bit of info on how it works. And that's what that starter info pack is up there. At the time of this video being recorded over the weekend, and when this video gets released, probably sometime today, Leandra and Fenella are going to be working on an online version and a much more detailed version as well of what will essentially become an SML gym compendium. It will cover everything to do with SML, how the spotting system works, how to use the spotting system, all the hints and tips to do with the freebie boards and daily boards, and everything a brand new user of the SML system is going to need to know to make sure that they're able to actually keep up with the daily workouts and keep up with what they need to do to actually gain levels. And there we have it, folks. That is a look at the Fitness Factory. There's about, I think it's 70 other gyms, roughly 70 other gyms out there that are covering the SML system, but the Fitness Factory is the only one which is essentially geared and leaning towards brand new users to the SML system in order to basically give them a good, meaningful introduction to the SML system to hopefully get them to continue using it. SL URL to the Fitness Factory is going to be down in the description, and what I'm also going to do is pop in the SL URL to Maelstrom Muscle as well, if you want to check out all the big beefy people that are like strength 1000 or above that are using the spotting system to keep up with the strength. That is it from me, folks. Again, SL URLs are in the description. Have a good one.